With a reservoir of affection from loyal fans, the 2018 Subaru Crosstrek boosts the Japanese company's relentless climb up the staircase to automotive nirvana. Few vehicle manufacturers have been as successful as Subaru since industry sales tanked in the 2007 to 2009 recession. When other nameplates sagged and struggled, Subaru surged. Starting in 2008, its sales increased every year until they reached 615,132 in 2016. In 2012, Subaru introduced the Crosstrek XV, a small crossover sport utility vehicle based on the same platform as the Impreza sedan and hatchback. It too has succeeded with sales up every year since, reaching 99,677 in 2016. Subaru insiders credit a chunk of the success to an epiphany that many owners loved their cars for their durability and reliability, and expected them to last a long time. The company morphed those sentiments into advertising that equated ownership with love. Crossovers like the Crosstrek are generally described as SUV-like vehicles built with unit bodies like cars, where traditional SUVs are built like trucks with body-on-frame construction. Usually, crossovers have front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, but all Subaru cars and crossovers, with the exception of the rear-drive BRZ Sports Coupe, come standard with all-wheel drive. As newer compact and subcompact crossovers threaten to engulf the marketplace, the 2018 Crosstrek, the XV designation has been dropped, is positioned to expand its reach as well. In concept and size, the new generation Crosstrek is the same as the original, which made its debut as a 2013 model. But the 2018 is built on an all-new platform that will be used for Subaru vehicles worldwide and, according to company officials, it is 95% new with 80% new parts and a 70% more rigid structure. A test drive fortified the claim. Though the original Crosstrek was a modestly capable vehicle, it did not have an overall aura of substance. In contrast, the new car has a rigid, solid feel. The steering, suspension system and tires contribute to confident handling and stable straight-line tracking. The Crosstrek also employs torque vectoring, which adjusts wheel speed and cornering. The weak point is the powertrain, which despite a new 152 horsepower, 2.0-liter horizontally opposed 4-cylinder engine, does not differ much from the 148 horsepower engine in the original Crosstrek. With a horizontally opposed engine, also referred to as a boxer or flat engine, the cylinders lie supine on both sides of the crankshaft instead of leaning or standing upright as on V or 9 engines. This squat design results in a lower center of gravity for better control. The Crosstrek's relaxed power is not as noticeable with the continuously variable automatic transmission, CVT, as with the 6-speed manual gearbox. On modest uphill highway stretches with the manual transmission, the driver often finds that downshifts to as low as third gear are required as the engine struggles to supply enough power. It's as if the drivetrain were designed to maximize fuel economy over performance. The power shortage is not nearly as noticeable with the CVT, which uses belts and pulleys to seamlessly adjust engine revolutions as needed. There are 2 CVT versions. On lower trim levels, the CVT adjusts to enhance acceleration and off-road performance. On the limited model tested here, the CVT came with a computerized 7-speed manual shift mode controlled by paddles on the steering wheel. Although the Crosstrek is not designed as an all-out boondocks body, it does have enough ground clearance and capability to handle some off-road territory, as well as delivering confident performance in snow and other foul weather conditions. With the manual gearbox, the all-wheel drive system distributes power 50-50 to the front and rear wheels. If slippage occurs, it automatically transfers the power to the wheels with the most traction. On CVT-equipped models, this system automatically adjusts the torque distribution based on available traction, acceleration and deceleration. There's also a hill descent control to maintain traction at low speeds downhill. The 2018 Crosstrek arrives with 3 trim levels: base, at $22,710 including the destination charge. Premium, at $23,510, and Limited, at $27,210. Both the base and premium versions come with the new 6-speed manual gearbox, up from a 5-speed before. The CVT is a $1,000 option but is standard on the Limited. Premium and Limited models can be equipped with Subaru's optional EyeSight driver assist technology, which includes adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, pre-collision braking, blind spot detection and rear cross-traffic alert.
At the wheel of the 2016 Subaru Crosstrek on a Northern California back road, I saw many cars bearing the Pleiades-laden Subaru badge on their grills. It felt a bit like being in a club, not very exclusive but distinct nonetheless. The typical Subaru driver ostensibly enjoys the beauty of nature, making time for hiking, mountain biking and kayaking. The stereotype suggests coexisting with the environment, not dominating it. The Crosstrek, a more recent entrant to the Subaru lineup, maintains this ethos, bolstering the ground occupied by the Outback and Forester. Although sporting SUV style, the Crosstrek's size makes it feel more like a wagon. Dropping 7 inches in overall length and 4 inches in height compared to Subaru's next model up, the Forester, the Crosstrek shows off an approachable, urban footprint and a sporty look. The doors open wide, allowing easy cabin accessibility, but I wasn't crazy about the leather, or leather-like, material covering the seats in the limited trim version I drove. At 22.3 cubic feet with the rear seats up, the Crosstrek's cargo area comes in at about 10 cubic feet less than that of the Forester. Earlier this year, I drove the Crosstrek on a short off-road course, a dirt track with intentional mud puddles and ruts. Although the Subaru representative in the passenger seat advised me to steer around the worst of it, I was impressed with what the little Crosstrek could handle. Thank its 8.7 inches of ground clearance, the same as its bigger SUV siblings, for letting me sink a tire into a mud pit and then escape. The Crosstrek's standard all-wheel drive helped the wheels find the grip they needed to keep me going. And although I had to make a couple of tries getting up a slick hill, I eventually got to the top. That Crosstrek, and the one I drove for this review, came with a continuously variable transmission, CVT, mated to the 2-liter engine. With the CVT, Subaru uses a different all-wheel drive system compared to Crosstreks equipped with the available 5-speed manual transmission. CVT models get an electronically managed system, which actively moves torque between front and rear axles based on traction and throttle input. Manual versions use a mechanical system that only responds to wheel slip. With either all-wheel drive system, Subaru doesn't let you lock the differential for a 50-50 torque split, although setting the vehicle dynamics control switch in its off position helps equalize torque distribution. The Crosstrek uses Subaru's horizontally opposed 4-cylinder engine, a flat 4, which presents a lower center of gravity than an inline 4. In this application, it makes 148 horsepower and 145 pound-feet of torque, and turns in EPA estimated fuel economy of 26 mpg city and 34 mpg highway. Although the power numbers don't look terribly impressive, the CVT and throttle tuning made the Crosstrek eager to take off from a start. In city driving, its acceleration is more than ample. The CVT exhibits some of the qualities that give this type of transmission a bad name. The engine note doesn't always coincide with acceleration, and power delivery feels bandy at times. In my driving, the EPA numbers seemed overly optimistic, as I barely made the city number on the highway, while actual city driving put my average in the low 20s. Your mileage may vary, but I didn't feel like I was being aggressive on the throttle. The steering isn't particularly sharp, but then again, it shouldn't be for this type of vehicle. The slightly slow response from the wheel perfectly suits a comfortable highway cruise. That comfortable theme runs through to the ride quality as well, with the suspension nicely damping out bumps and rough pavement. I could see taking the Crosstrek for an extended road trip.